Hello. This is a weird video, but I wanted to make it because I've been watching a lot of Annie Austin recently. He's got cool stuff. He's got a lot of videos about, like, random shit in this game, and cool things you never noticed about this game, and a lot of unemployment videos about this game and that game, and I think he's got really cool stuff. So I wanted to make my own, not because I wanted to copy him, but also I guess because I kind of do, because, like, that's what you do to, like, artists you admire, right? You copy them. Anyways, you should go subscribe to him on his Patreon, because he makes cool stuff, and you should give him money. I should do that. I should give him money. Anyways, I wanted to make my own for Final Fantasy XIV, that game that everyone talks about all the time, because it's an MMO, so there's a lot of places in it that are really big, but there's also a lot of places in it that are really small, and you might not notice them, and you might not even be supposed to be like going there. But that wasn't a sentence. You got what I meant. So I wanted to like show a couple of fun ones that I've encountered in my time of playing this game for 8 hours straight and spacing out and not doing the MSQ. Because there's a bunch of cool stuff. So yeah, I got a couple of cool places to show off today. Okay, so first up is this little area of the Churning Mists. You teleport to Zenith to get here. You remember the Churning Mists? Probably not, just like you don't remember most of the areas from Heavensward, because they made them way too big. But I came across this area the other day when I was trying to do a G-pose, and it's kind of funky, because, like, usually when you get to an area that you can't actually touch down on, your mount will just continue to fly. But right here, I know it doesn't look like it's like touching down, but this pig just like doesn't touch the floor. This pig is on the ground right now. I'm like touching the floor. See, now it's flying. There's these little sections in this little corner where you can touch down. But as far as I could tell from just looking at how to get over here, you can't actually get over here without flying. There's no pathway from the mainland or from the other big ass building to like get in here. But it still lets you touch the ground, which I don't think this game does very often, because most times in random spots like this, it doesn't let you touch it. But, like, check this out. You got, like, I mean, look at that. You can see underneath the whole island and stuff. All the debris. You can see that, like, cool. I mean, look at that cool little floating structure over there. You got that thing down there. Like, you can go up here, and these doors don't open. Can't go in them. And then you got these platforms, and you can also stand on these platforms and just hang out on them. That's the pig's butt that I showed you for some reason. Then there's that. Yeah, this one. Like, all these little platforms across this whole little thing that reasonably you actually can't even get to. But it's there, and you can stand on it. That's, like, pretty cool. Look at that. That's pretty. Whoa, there's the sun. Like, I don't know. I just thought it was really interesting that they let you stand on these things. Because usually in places like this they don't. But, I mean, look at that. You get a view of the Churning Mists and that weirdly rendered thing over there. Whatever that thing is supposed to be. Piece of a building, I guess. You could see all the textures. And it's just kind of a cool spot. Oh, shoot. Okay, and then when I was, like, trying to get to that spot, it just started, like, storming, like electric storming. I have never seen this before. I don't know what this was. It just started doing this. And it looks fucking cool. But I have never seen this happen before. Like, check this out. What is that? What is that? Like, and you can't even see the bottom of the rest of the area because it's so foggy. Like, all you can see is this blue lightning shit. Like, apparently it's called the Ethereal Storm or something like that. Like, what is that? You can even hear the crackling sounds. I'll just, like, kind of let it sit for a minute so you can experience the ambience. Alright, next up we got the Kurthis Central Highlands at Camp Dragonhead, which is another Heavensward area, which is really big and got a whole lot of nothing. There's this cave I found called the Fury's Gaze that I found when my friend was doing a weird side quest. So let's get over there. Let's get on over there. I really like Heavensward areas, even though they are really big and have nothing in them, because it just kind of feels like, well, you know, that's what would happen if you were in like a post-apocalyptic fantasy setting, you know, where everyone was recovering from like the meteor falling from the sky or whatever the hell, one of the moons. Is that what it was? You know, there's gonna be a whole lot of nothing everywhere. So I guess game design wise, it's like not good, but I don't know. For me, because I'm the kind of guy that likes this stuff, it's cool. Also, I came across this other cave and then got confused because I thought, am I there already? But no, this was a different thing. This is like, to get through to that area, you can go around, or you can go in this weird little cave thing that's there for no reason. Isn't that cool? Then the music shuts off, and there's a little pond of water in it. And I played in the water for like a second, because that's cool. Look at that, there's a little pond of water. How many people know about this pond of water? Probably just me, to be honest. So then you get through this cave, right? I always love the red bits of this area. It's just like, it's just cool. I know it's like lore shit, but it also just like, it looks like I want to eat it. It looks kind of yummy. But it also is cool that it is lore shit. Then, yeah, check out these guys. I found these guys that were just kind of running. And these are not players. These are NPCs. They're just fucking moving and schmoving down the way. I kind of got confused, and then I realized they were probably part of a scheduled fate thing. Remember Fates, that thing that nobody does unless it's like for a main quest or a seasonal thing? Then the fate sound effect happened, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a fate. But yeah, that's fun. They were just kind of running. No one does the fate anyway, but they still go and run and get to their scheduled spot. So here's the cave. It's got a little pathway towards it. So it's not like super out of the way or obscured. You could totally like get into it because you know there's a path there. You get into the cave and then the music just cuts off. And like, look at that! Look at this! What is that? Whoa! Right? Like, check this out. It's just this little cave. It's like the prettiest thing you've ever seen. With these little like sprite thingies in it. Look at this. Look how cool this is. And there's like one side quest that's here. That looks like a jobstone, kind of. That little part of that little thing. Anyways, like these plasmoids. Like that totally looks like a jobstone, but I wouldn't know. I only played one freaking class. But like, just check this out. It's just so dope. And then I'm just gonna stand over here so you can listen to the ambient sound of this cool fucking cave out in the middle of nowhere that no one's ever been in. Cause like, holy shit. Alright, our next spot is this, another area of Kurthis, but this time it's the Kurthis Western Highlands, which is probably the biggest area in Heavensward that has fuck all in it, I think, except for Sea of Clouds. But it also has my favorite theme in the whole game, which is Against the Wind, which is what you're hearing right now. So, this little ship I found when I first started Heavensward, is just kind of smack randomly in like the top corner of the map, and you can't get up to it unless you're flying, which means you can't actually get up to it until you finish Heavensward, or in like, I guess you guys all the Aether Currents, which is the thing they introduced. And once you get up here, there's not much except for a vista, like that was right here, or something. But I always found it such a cool spot, because it's just this little ship, can't get in it, there's nothing on it, but it's got all these cool little details, like those spike things, and there's ice, like, frozen on it, and you can even stand up here, for some reason. There's no reason for you to be able to stand up here, but you can. And you go back here, and there's not much back here either. Can't get in it. But it's just such a cool little thing that I've always liked. It's just this ship that's there frozen in this lake with this cool view of that dungeon over there. I mean, look at that. And then, you get a cool view of all the other stuff going on in Western Highlands, which isn't a whole lot, except for that, I guess. And Yeah, I don't know. It's just I like when they put spots that you can't reasonably get to or would have no reason to get to, but you can still stand there. It's just fun. So anyway, here's some ambience of that. And then the guy behind me noticed that I was there. So I guess that cut the ambience short. Sorry. He's like a level 50 thing, so he wasn't doing much, I guess. But yeah, whatever, I guess. Fuck that guy. Alright, next up is our last spot. I guess technically there's one more little fun thing, but this is the last actual spot. Which is this bit in As Is Law, which I've always liked. Am I saying that right? I don't know. It's not real anyway. I've always loved this area because it's like, you know, cool, weird sci-fi shit. If you haven't like been able to tell by now, I'm not through Stormblood, so this is why all these areas are like early game shit. But this is probably my favorite area in the game because it's like, whoa, old civilization in the sky. Just a cool ass trope. I mean, look at that ship, you know. So then, this area I found is in the opposite corner of the map, as you can see from where you spawn in from the crystal. It's that little pinpoint all the way in the corner, which seemingly has nothing underneath it. So I saw that while I was like running around, and I thought, well, what the fuck is that? I want to go see what that is. So here I am, just going and seeing what that is with my UI on like a doofus, because I can't just map it out. So that little floating thing right there, by this point, I have not figured out that's what I'm aiming for, but that is what I'm aiming for. That's got the marker on it, this thing. And I'm sure you're like, well, what is that? What's so important about it that it needs a marker on the map? Well, you'll see, I guess. Because what's up there is like gonna fucking blow your mind, just like it blew my mind. I mean, look at that. It's got these little spinny things. Little platform all the way in the corner. It's gotta be like the most important shit. Look at the sky. The skybox in this area is fucking cool. It looks like vomit, which is dope. Anyway, so what's up here is absolutely fucking nothing. It's just like a grass plot. It's just a grass plot. Isn't that fucking crazy? That's what I've been saying the whole time, is like they just let you go to these areas that you would never go to because you have no reason to, but like, why not? You know? Just listen to that. Like, that's kind of eerie as fuck, you know? Like, the spinning and all the wind and, like, just looking out into this old shit. Like, whoa. I don't know. This game, like, when you're in an area that no one's kind of in, has a very lonely vibe to it, which is funny because it's an MMO. But, like, I think unintentionally, it creates this really cool feeling where you're like, wow, I'm in the sky all by myself looking out onto this cool shit. Alright, so this last thing isn't like a place. I guess it's all the places. I'm looking at the map because I was looking for places for, you know, for this video, and I wanted to remind myself of like, well, where are the places I've been? Not very many, as you can see. I'm only in Stormblood, but I just was kind of looking at the map. I'm in my house, by the way. You don't get to see my house address because then I'm going to dox myself. You can know I'm on Behemoth. That's about it. Anyways, I was looking at the map, and I was like, man, there's a lot of cool stuff on here that, like, you kind of don't really notice because you just look at the clickable things and then go there. First of all, the map is called the Three Great Continents. Like, that's cool. I guess there is 1, 2, 3, right? There's 3, and then a couple of other ones that are probably integrated with those existing ones, right? But there's like a bunch of other cool stuff. Like you have Garlemald over here. I've never been there. Maybe Garlean Empire, right? So that's the Sky Whale, but we're gonna get there in a second because I wanted to start on like one end and then get to the other one. So at the bottom here you have like all the city-states and stuff, the big ones. Then you got the smaller ones. Like you have there's Limsa. I know that because that's mine. That's Uldar, and then fucking what's it called? I live there. This one. Gridania. Then you have Ishgard, right? Which are all the places of Eorzea. And then you got all these little places, whatever those little places are. But, if you just look at the map, you know, there's words on it, and some of them are a little bit too small to make out, even though they're in a fake language. It's readable enough, right? like, we go kind of up here, right? We have Dromania, right? Where there's all these dragons on the map. Then we have, I think that's Old Sharlayan, right? I've never been there. I don't even know that's a place you can go during the game. But, like, it's there on the map. Check that out. There it is. Like, there's characters that are from there. Like, fucking Louisoix. Whoever gives a fuck about Louisoix. No, that's mean. Louisoix's cool, I guess. I just, you know, one panel doesn't exist. But, like, you have all these dragons on the map to show, like, well, that's where you are, right? Then you have Old Sharlayan that's there, which I think is pretty cool. And then if we move this way, right, just past Eorzea, because, you know, it's just really just a map of Eorzea, we get to the Garlean Empire. And then over in the Garlean Empire, there's all sorts of weird stuff going on. There's a sky whale. Again, I'm reiterating, I've not gotten this far, so I don't know if this is going to be a relevant thing. I have fought a sky whale. You fight a sky whale in Heavensward as a trial. But this guy's just on the map. I mean, look at that. I always like in old maps when they have, like, weird fucking monsters and stuff on the map. That's like, there's a sea, like, yeah, there's a sea monster up here. Look at this guy. I don't even know what this is. This little cluster of islands here with some big ships and some little ships, and there's this whatever the fuck that is. Look at that. Drop off into the cliffside. Like, Princess Bride style. But there's this big guy, right? I love when they do that, when they just have big old monsters on the map. They got this guy, who's the sky whale, you know? Sky whale is pretty important. Oh, there's other strange stuff going on over here in Garlemald. Then, look at this dude. Who's this guy? It's like this big giant man with like a helmet or something, and then he's got like spines on his back or something. Check that guy out. And then below it, you know, you have the birds, but they seem to all be going in different directions, you know? Like they're kind of circling around to get to the Garlean Empire, which I think is pretty cool. And we go down here, right? You have this mermaid. I mean, I think, you know, mermaids aren't like a crazy thing to find on a map, but like, look at that. There's a little mermaid girly. And like the strange dinosaur looking guy. Right? And then when we move over to, you know, quote unquote, the Eastern lands that this game's got going on, there's all sorts of shit going on over here. First of all, there's fucking Phoenix. Big ass Phoenix on this map. That's dope. There's also this like lore thing right here and down here that's too small to read. I literally cannot make the map bigger. That's the max it goes. So whatever this is, I can't read it. But like that's cool that it includes it even if you can't read it. Anyways, big ass Phoenix around these small little islands right here. So you can infer a couple things from that. And then you have this big Eastern dragon looking guy, you know, clearly a dragon. This guy looks like a tiger of sorts next to him. And then up here, it looks like there's a tortoise with a snake coming out of its back on a fish. On a something. On a hay bale. On a something. I don't know. Whatever this strange thing. Maybe that's like the creation myth. You know, like Discworld and shit, which took it from Hinduism, but whatever. You know, Discworld. Like, maybe it's something like that. Whatever it is, it's like cool. Or maybe it's just some fucking trial I haven't gotten to. But, like, that's pretty dope. You know, the compass up here. And then when you get into kind of the main, like, area, the colors used on this map are so cool. And you got this big fucking gash down the middle. And this specific area with this, like, sandworm thing, it looks like, this area looks like it's the moon. With all these craters and stuff. And this actual, like, Star Wars sandworm guy. Like, what is that? That's fucked up. That's scary. But it's pretty cool. And yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to look at the map, because the map's got a lot of fun stuff going on. And then there's all these, like, cloudy bits that I'm sure are cloudy for, like, a reason. But it's just really interesting when you look at all the details. Like, look at that. There's some sea monsters I missed. This guy down here. This little octopus guy right here. Like how much detail they put into these areas that you're probably never going to look at for more than a second, because usually, my map is usually in the corner. Most people just keep their maps the little circle one, so you see less of it. But all this stuff is there. You know, it makes the world feel a lot more, like, real and lived in. Also, I want one of these, like, on my wall in my bedroom. Wouldn't that be cool? Big old map of the Final Fantasy what's it called? Fucking Heidelin. Big map of Heidelin. Like, that's pretty dope. Like, what is this smudge thing over here? Whatever. This video's too long. I'm gonna cut this off. Alright, yeah. I don't know how long this video is gonna be edited down. I hope it's not longer than his usual videos, because that means I just rambled about, like, stuff less interesting than what he usually rambles about, which I think is pretty interesting. Anyways, those were all my funny little Final Fantasy spots that I thought were interesting and random. And I said interesting like 5 times in the past 20 seconds. Someone needs to, like, take my YouTube channel away. That's insane. Yeah, those are my places. And also the map, which isn't a place, but it's all the places. So that counts as a place. Yeah. Thanks for watching, I guess. I don't know. This is not a high effort video. This is kind of just me showing off stuff that I like. Plugging my shit in the description anyways to look at that. Again, this was massively inspired by Annie Austin, who makes these kind of videos for a living. So you should go subscribe to his Patreon. You could also subscribe to my Ko-Fi as well. I don't know why you would based off of this video alone. But I did do other stuff that's more high effort and not copying other people. It's all love, though. It's out of love. You should go give him money. And also play the Final Fantasy free trial. Okay, bye-bye.